something that we're really working towards at Mews more than anything else, and it all has to do with connected platforms. It's quite frustrating in terms of what platforms can and cannot do, but it gets even more frustrating when these platforms don't talk to each other. So part of the thing that we're launching today is our marketplace at Mews, where we're allowing applications to connect directly to Mews through open APIs. And this is pretty much what the talk is based about. But I give you a little bit of a history of who I am. My name is Greg. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer for Mews. I started with the company back in 2016, about 3 years ago, and we took the product to market. We're live today in about just over 750 properties in about 40 plus countries. Our solution is completely cloud-based. So for me as a hotelier, my frustration with systems and property management systems and even applications that you buy these days, that they don't talk seamlessly to each other. And it's such a costly expense to start integrating solutions together, and it should really become like an app store where you go onto iTunes and you literally download an application, and all our partners today, like OTA Insight and Travel Trip, and they all have applications in the cloud. They can easily be connected without even downloading anything these days. And this is what we're doing. This is some of the hotel chains that I've worked in the past. My experience really started off at Disney, where I was introduced to Microsoft Fidelio as guest relations, and I was just thinking to myself, how is this even possible that such an advanced brand like Disney is working with such a clunky, outdated system? And it was always, there were so many mistakes and errors. I was slowly in my career introduced to hostels, which threw me completely, because the use of now having multiple spaces like beds and dorms and stuff just gets even more complex. So my experience has stretched over hotels, hostels, and some larger chains. So one of my sales directors actually drew this diagram, and this was on the back of a client sending it to us, that this is similar to what their spaghetti junction looks of all their connectivity at their hotel, between CRS systems, PMSs, upselling tools, door lock systems, you name it, the list is endless. And this is what the chaos is that hotels currently exist because of the manipulation of connectivity, because the systems don't seamlessly talk to each other. So at Mews, I guess since we've started with our product, we want to be able to work around the guest experience. And with that, all the applications that you use, we call it building together the perfect ecosystem. And these are just some of the partners that we work with. We actually work with quite a lot of partners. Over 150 applications can now be found in our marketplace inside our PMS. But we want to build a much more simple ecosystem for all our partners, that they're not using over hundreds of amounts of software, but they're using the best of breed and stuff that you can plug and play. If you don't like it, you can unplug it really quickly. These are some of the apps that we do, that we have. They're the most popular ones, to be fair, that we actually seem to be getting the most bought through our marketplace solution. But what's made this possible now is by having a really open system where any partner or application can connect to Mews using our API, and they can literally connect or even develop applications for that matter, totally bespoke for anybody that wants to, whether it's a simple report or even an iOS application that you have to have on your phone. So for those in the room that do not understand API, it applies application programming interface is what it actually stands for. This is a little video that actually explains it quite beautifully. It's found on YouTube, and I took a little snippet of it. And basically it's only sending requests and responses. This is the easiest way I can probably explain it to you. Someone has to send a request and someone needs to facilitate a response. And this video between a restaurant and a kitchen is all explaining is the guest at the table has to make an order for food. Someone needs to take that order to the kitchen and ask them, can you make this food? And then when it's ready, can you tell me so I can take it back and give it directly back to the guest waiting at the restaurant. And this is what request and response works. And it's such a simple language to use. So we actually started doing, building out our APIs. It's quite extensive now. We're continuously adding more and more stuff to our APIs. And it's completely open so anybody can use it. So what does this mean? So this is a typical example our marketplace manager put together. You know, when he was working at this hotel in Sydney, he had to have this manual Excel spreadsheet to collate the amount of Diet Cokes and drinks taken out of the minibars every night, so that he would be able to compile some sort of report, I guess, for the F&B department, when it was about stock taking and stuff. But now using APIs, you can facilitate these connections pretty quickly and easily. And I'm going to actually show you a really amazing tool at the end that's going to do it, that's called Zapier, which is an open platform that connects multiple applications, not just within the hospitality sphere, but outside the hospitality sphere altogether. So things like this, simple processes that now gets done. can almost be obsolete. You can have systems talking to each other, and this is what you get. And I find in the hotel industry, we get really expensive consultants to come on board to do integrations and manipulation between points of sales and stuff. But everybody forgets about the little people, like the receptionist who has a daily manager report that she has to send to her team, or something simple for the kitchen in regards to orders coming in, or how many covers are for the day. And you will never go to like an expensive consultant to do this. Why can't the reception manager just do it on her own using a really simple tool like APIs? Why can't a reception manager now start using APIs? And this is what we want to take it. We want to take the complexity of integrations from like a really senior level and bring it really down to junior level where anybody can use it. And I'll show you in a minute. So the terminologies that you've probably heard me use around the connectivity between API. So with everything that needs to happen with this request and response around APIs is just a simple trigger. Something needs to happen. We call it an event. An event needs to take place, whether it's by time, by date, by something that has physically needs to change for it to start. And then we go reading all the data, which is the search function. It goes and finds the information. And last but not least, what would you like it to do with that action because the event took place? And this is a really simple but layman way of explaining how APIs actually work. So some triggers that we've done for the hospitality industry, obviously we're a PMS company. Some of the triggers we found really interesting, like customer triggers. If a customer is marked as having a second stay, which is a returning guest, certain actions can be taking place. Hey, next time you come and stay, have a drink on us, or a text message to the general manager saying, hey, your return guest is now at the desk. Do you want to go and say hello? We can do multiple things. Company triggers I find really interesting. A lot of our hotels are corporate hotels, so they have loads of companies or that haven't got corporate rates that have stayed the night before. But somebody needs to grab that data out, give it to a general manager and go, hey, shall we call these companies and see if we can get a corporate rate? And this is a company trigger, and there's multiple things you can do with company triggers. Reservation triggers are really cool because if there's a specific day of something arriving or being created with reservations, you can sell unlimited tasks for any people in the hotel, including the marketing team. So nationality statistics, if someone booked via Germany, which was really, really important, you can have an array of tasks going out to everybody. So this is just some of the triggers. Some of the actions that we have. We've got plenty of actions, and we're adding more and more actions now for our hotels to do. You can confirm reservations, you can send emails, you can do text messaging, you can put someone in, you can add an Asana task, you can add something into your sales CRM tool like Salesforce. The list is endless. So I talked at the beginning around the guest journey and why the guest journey for us is really important. Most of the systems and integrations that have been built not only have been built from a very senior level about the hotel, but only focused around the hotel operations, which frustrates all of us at Mews very much, because the guest actually, and I give you a typical one, normal guest arrives in Australia, 7 in the morning, room's not ready, probably until 2 o'clock. You take their luggage and you'll be like, keep coming back and checking when your room is ready, and then we'll check you into your room. Why can't, when housekeeping swipes the button and says inspected, guest gets a text message, hey, your room is now ready, the porter gets a message, take the guest luggage up to the room, and everything is nice and seamless with no human interaction whatsoever. Like, this is utopia, but it actually now exists. And this is why the guest journey for us sits at the forefront of why APIs are really important and getting some of our partners connecting to us. So this is just but a few of the partners. They're all here at ITB if you want to meet them. But this is what I call literally this like microsphere of just hospitality tools specific to hospitality requirements. I want to start looking at this micro integration landscape because there's applications we use today in our daily lives like Word, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Asana, things that are reusing on a daily basis that we don't actually look at a hotelier, but we know we use it today. Even WhatsApp for Business as a great example. So automation must never stop at the property. So we introduced an integration to a third party called Zapier, which is pretty much a platform, an omni-platform that connects to multiple channels and multiple things that are out there. And just to give you an example, so Zapier works with all your typical tools that you use today, and some of you may use it in the room today, some of you may not, like Office 365, Google Drive, Dropbox, you name it, the list is endless, Facebook. They have over 1,000 integrations already connected to their platform. Really cheap, really easy for a reservationist to use today. If she wanted to create her mini bar report for tomorrow morning, she never has to run a report. She can run a few zaps really quickly. And this is what Zapier has opened us. So by now we have 150 hospitality applications inside Mews, but with Zapier as one connection, we now have 1,150 applications. So I'll give you one of my favorite ones, which I don't really like sharing, but I will share. When we started selling at Mews, I really want to get connected to as many people on LinkedIn as possible. And there's a Zapier integration directly on LinkedIn. So if a new request came in via the website with an email address and a first name and a last name, I created a trigger. When a new inquiry hits our CRM, please go onto LinkedIn and connect on my behalf with my profile to this person so I can say hello and we'd really like your business. Zapier facilitated. If I did this manually every day with the amount of requests coming in, I would never get the chance to go onto LinkedIn and hit connect. With Zapier, it's facilitated this all together. Tasks such as like using a task board like Asana, we use Asana at Mews. So this is really, really cool. So anything that comes in from any particular area as a trigger, you can run multiple task sets during Asana within a couple of clicks from Zapier portal. So the best way to kind of explain this is like, it's like a postman. So Zapier creates all of these connections now with every single party that comes online, and we connect it to their API, and therefore now allowing all our customers to have access to all of these applications. And this is what's made it possible. So now we can get rid of this really senior level of having, the most senior people creating integrations in a hotel, and we want to bring it right down to a junior. So tomorrow, a reservation manager, she has to create this reservations created report. It's a typical report every hotel has to do, and it goes into everybody's pigeonhole before 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a hotel thing. I don't understand where it came from, but we've been doing it for years. But you don't have to do this anymore. With creating a Zap for that, you can run this trigger really quickly, and it pings it to everybody by text, via WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger if you want to. You don't need to have this in people's pigeonholes. So to be fair, we can actually chop down those pigeonholes now and just throw it in the bin so we never do it again. Some great integrations that you can find now using a Zapier platform. MailChimp, I'm sure you all know it. It's a really, really cool, easy to use tool. You can set it up within seconds. We use Pipedrive as a CRM at Mews for all of our sales leads, and we manage it through a multiple layer of dashboards and pipes, we call them. But you can use Salesforce, you can use Zoho, the list is endless. They're all connected now through Zapier for Mews. My favorite one, and I'll end on it because I'll leave some time to ask some questions, but we onboarded a chain in Australia, and there's quite a few travel agents that don't work with channel managers today. And they're still getting emails directly into their inbox, and someone physically, there was a team of 20 for these 25 properties that has to manually type these reservations in every single day. There's always errors with the voucher ID because when it then gets to invoicing, there's usually a mess. So if we removed the human interaction altogether and allowed this application called Mail Parser to look through someone's inbox and pick up all the fields and automatically start typing a reservation like a normal person would. So that team has shrank now down to about 5 because half of those people were not required to actually stay there every day and enter all of these reservations. But Mail Parser is one of the great tools out there. Looks at an inbox, picks up all of the different fields, and on your behalf it will start typing in. All the voucher IDs are correct, all the reservation IDs are correct because the human being isn't getting involved, so there's no errors. And therefore now when the accounts go out for invoicing to collect their money, everything's pretty much perfect, 99.9%. This is just one of the 1,000 that are available. And with Mews and the connection through Zapier, I mean, you can go pretty much crazy. That's my talk. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me as many as you like.